Shalom. First and foremost, before I dive into this lesson, I'd like to give all honor and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kwakadash. Double honor to the great men, son of the apostles who will teach and preach the truth across the full corner of this world, which rule well. And for the sincere Akim that's out there pushing the truth and sincerity, keep doing so. And for the sincere Aquathium that's out there wrestling husband being a pillar of rest, keep doing so, okay? And a holy shalom to the hopeful elect that scatter abroad across the full corner of this world, okay? Keep it doing. So this lesson is basically going over Leviathan, and I recently was looking at some clips from the recently released Godzilla versus King Kong, and when you look at these clips, man, it just shows that these heathens know who Leviathan is, and when you read that Job 41, and like you seen in the first 52 seconds of this video, hey, Leviathan is a force to be reckoned with, made by the Most High God, So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to go into Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18. Or 11. I think that's what it is. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, verse 17, or verse 20. And it says, for the Almighty hath that made the world a matter without form, wanted not means to send among them a multitude of bears or fierce lions or unknown wild beasts or knowing wild beasts full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or filthy sense or scattered smoke or shooting horrible sparks out of their eyes. So, hey, we don't know what the Lord got in stock with these creatures, man. Because, yes, Leviathan is very much real. It's spoken of in the scriptures. There's no reason why they make these movies. There's no reason why they make these movies about giant creatures. There's no reason why they make movies about creatures that can move fast. There's no reason why they make movies about creatures that can shoot out fire out their mouth, it's the Lord made these creatures already, But it says in verse 19, whereof not only the harm might dispatch them at once, but also the terrible sight utterly destroy them. So basically, some of these creatures that the Lord got out here can destroy you just at the sight of them. Ultimately, Leviathan could kill you just by looking at him, So it's just, man, when you see these things, man, when the times come, the Lord gonna reveal his creatures, Behemoth, Leviathan, and these newly created beasts, unknown beasts too, because it's unknown beasts out here, probably bigger than bears, through the spirit, It's like a bigger than bears, more fiercer than lions, There's creatures out here that you've never seen before, And Esau we can look up how much of the earth is discovered. You look it up, and it says the percentage of the earth being explored is about 80%, and in the ocean is 5%, okay? So, and it says the extent of human impact on these underwater ecosystem is impressive. We only mapped 5% of the world's seafloor in any detail, excluding dry land. This leaves about 65% of the earth unexplored. There is a lot out there potentially laboring a lot more places, So in reality, they only explore 65% of the earth and 5% of the ocean. You don't know what's lurking out there in them depths. You don't know what's lurking out there in the woods, them forests, them rainforests, underground. You don't know. These newly created beasts, these unknown beasts, Leviathan, Behemoth, Hey, man, it's creatures out here, and they didn't even discover the whole earth. The Most High knows what's out here. He created them, But the whole point, they only discovered 5% of the ocean. These devils that can't even find Leviathan. If they find Leviathan, they gonna die, or they gonna try to kill it, but they can't, So let's go ahead and read this Job 41. And it says, canst thou draw out Leviathan with a hook, or his tongue with a cord, which thou lettest down? Basically, you cannot fish for Leviathan. You know, if that was possible, man, he'll bring your whole boat down like Godzilla did that boat in that movie when it got stuck on his tail. He brought the whole boat down, you know. And it says, canst thou put a hook into his nose or bore his jaw with a thorn? Will he make many supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee? Will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt thou take him for a servant forever? You know, and you can't make Leviathan a pet. That's the Most High's pet, you know. That's his pet, okay? It says, wilt thou play with him as with a bird, or wilt thou bind him for thy maidens? Like, you can't make Leviathan as your dog. You can't make Leviathan as your cat. No, none of that. Your favorite fish. No, none of that. Because why? This is the Most High's pet. Too powerful for you to be even trying to capture him. If you ever watched Godzilla versus King Kong, you notice that all them other Titans got facilities they capture. Godzilla is the only one that can't be captured because why? And it says right there, it says, will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt thou take him for a servant forever? You know, you can't capture Leviathan because why? He too damn powerful. You know, and it says, shall the companions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him among the merchants? Canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Lay thine hand upon him. Remember the battle. Do no more. You know, as you can see in them clips, man. Hey, that jet shot at Leviathan. Hey, man, he destroyed that jet with his tail. You know. And it says, behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? You know, you go back into that Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, verse 19, whereof not only the harm of them, whereof not only the harm might dispatch them at once, but also the terrible sight might utterly destroy them. So just at the sight of Leviathan can destroy you, man. And it says, none is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? Who had perverted me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportion. Who can discover the face of his garment, or who can come to him with his double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. His scales are his pride, shut up together as with a closed seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between. So basically, the Most High made this creature to be basically ready for anything, you know, for any attacks, for any missiles, for anything, man. You can't do nothing to this creature because why? It's armored up, you know. And it says, verse 17, they are joined together, joined one to another. They stick together. They cannot be sundered. Basically, they can't be split apart. By his nestlings, a light doeth shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. And if you ever seen the sunrise, you know, if you ever see the sunrise, you know, in the morning, it's like an orangey color, you know, and that's describing how his eyes glow, you know. But let's look up this word, neezing. Salakia, bear with me. Man, let me go to the blue letter real quick. The blue letter. Neezing. Let me go to Job 41, verse 18. See what this word neezing means. Come on now. Sneezing. That's what it means. Oh, Salakia. I was just getting into it, see what it mean. And it says, let's keep going. It says, by his knees a light do a shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. So basically, when you saw Godzilla come out the water, you see how he was glowing and stuff like that. Hey, these devils reading, man. And it says, out of his mouth go burning lamps and sparks of fire leap out. So Leviathan can breathe out fire. Okay? Out of his nostrils goeth smoke as out of a seething pot or a cauldron. His breath kindleth coals, and flame goeth out his mouth. And in his neck remaineth strength, and sorrow is turned into joy before him. Salakia. The flakes of his flesh are joined together, they are firm in themselves, and they cannot be moved. His heart is as firm as a stone, yea, as a hard as a piece of the nether millstone. When he raised up himself, the mighty are afraid by reason of breakings. They purify themselves. The sword of him that layeth at him cannot hold. The spirit of dart and nor the habergeon. He esteemeth iron as straw, and the brass as rotten wood. The arrow cannot make him flee. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble. Darts are counted as stubble. He laugheth at the shaking of the spirit. Sharp stones are under him. He spreadeth sharp pointed things upon the mire. He maketh the deep to boil like a pot. He maketh the sea like a pot of ointment. He maketh a path to shine after him. Then one would think the deep to be hoary. So hey, no matter what bullets you shoot at him, what missiles you shoot at him, Esau, hey, it's not gonna do nothing to him, man. It's not gonna do nothing. Okay, cause the Lord Yahweh made this creature to be ready for that, man. So we get one more scripture. This is Psalms 104 and verse 26. There go the ships, there is that Leviathan whom thou hast made to play therein. Hey, you see how Godzilla destroyed them damn ships so damn quick. That's how Leviathan gonna be doing these damn Edomites battleships, these heathens battleships, make them like toys, man. So Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I'd like to give all honor and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kwakadash. Double honor to the great men and other apostles who are teaching real well. And for the sincere argument that's out there pushing this truth and sincerity, keep doing so. And for the sincere Aquathium that's out there enduring and reverencing their husbands, keep doing so. And a hearty shalom to the hopeful elect that scatter abroad. Till next time, till next video, shalom. Kwame Asherallah, Abba, Abba.